Good morning. Here we are, Sunday, October 28th, and we are preparing Moira scones.
Excuse me. These are Hurricane Sandy scones today.
Moira, I'm sorry, we're renaming them. They're now Sandy scones for the day.
Because we're under a hurricane warning. The hurricane will be here shortly, and we have to evacuate. So we're going to need to pick it up.
All right, picking it up. So, Hayes, Alex, whoever is watching this, this is how you make Moira scones. The recipe, which I will send you, in this bowl, I've already measured out 3 cups of unsifted flour, a half of a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of salt, and 3 heaping teaspoons of baking powder. In this container here, I have pre-measured the liquid ingredients. We have 2 tablespoons of corn syrup, 2 ounces, which is also a quarter of a cup, of unflavored oil. I used safflower oil, and a cup of buttermilk. So you want to mix your dry ingredients well with a whisk, which I've already done. And to them, you make a little well in the center, and you pour in your liquid ingredients. And then you gently fold them in until everything is mixed together. You don't want to overmix. You just want to mix it to the point that all of the dry ingredients are now wet. And there's a slight chance you may have to add just a teeny bit more buttermilk, but be careful, don't add too much because you don't want them to be too soupy. So we're looking okay, and I don't think we're going to need any more buttermilk, so we're in good shape. So you just want it to kind of come together. And as you can see in the bottom of the bowl, there's still a few little pieces you want to just together. So now, on a floured board, you want to sprinkle a little bit of all-purpose flour on the board. You're going to dump your scone mixture. And then you want to knead it very carefully, just a few times till everything comes together. So don't go crazy, and don't put stuff all over the counter like I just did. So then, you want to pat it into a circle. And it's going to be about an inch or so thick. And once you pat it into a circle, then you're going to take a knife and cut it into 8 triangles. And now on a griddle, we want to sprinkle a little bit of flour. And I have no idea why we do this. My mother always did this. And she just asked me the other day, do you always put flour on your griddle? And I said, yeah, why do we do that? She said, I don't know, because my mom did. So, take the scones, and the griddle you're going to preheat for about 5 minutes, especially if it's a cast iron griddle, then you can heat it a little bit longer. If it's non-stick, you don't want to heat it with nothing on it. So, we're going to place the scones on the medium heated griddle, and we are going to cook them. It will probably take about 10 minutes for these to cook. And we'll cook them on this side, then we'll flip them over and cook them on the other side. And then what I do sometimes, especially if they're thick, I will then turn them on their sides and cook them there so they've got a nice browning on all areas. And now it's time to flip the scones. They've been on here for about 5-7 minutes. And as you can see, they're nicely browned on the other side. Just a clarification, I'm sure many of you call scones scones, but my mother is from Scotland, and the Scottish pronounce them scones, so that's how I say it. I think it's an Americanized way to pronounce them by calling them scones. So you call them what you want. Taste the same. So now we're going to let them sit for about another 5 minutes here on the griddle, and we may turn them on their sides after that amount of time. And when they've now browned on the second side, just turn them on their sides. Sometimes when you turn them on their side, they don't want to stay up, so I just lean it on another scone. And then when we're finished on that side, we'll flip them on the other side, and then they will be finished. And so the best way to know whether they're finished is to eat them. And what better person to eat them than a teenager, because I'm showing you teens how to make these. Paco, would you like to assist? So you take the scone, you can do it any way you want. I like to cut it in half with a knife. Spread it with some yummy butter and your favorite jam. And you can see, if you look at the scone, you can see that it's actually cooked all the way through. Put a little jam on there. Put a little, butter. Put a little jam. All right, Paco. True test. Good?
Yeah.
There you have it. Now you can make your own sandy scones.